Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. Today's going to be all about self-care because it is the first week in February here, and if you've been hitting it hard in the gym and lifting weights and doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing at the beginning of the year, then you probably need a little bit of a settle down day or a self-care day. So today we're going to use either a tennis ball or a small medicine ball and a foam roller, which we won't use a lot, but we're going to go over a little bit of those rolling techniques that you can use. So this whole thing today is really designed to be something that you can do while you're sitting in your living room. Yes, you can definitely hit play, turn it on, follow along, do the whole thing with me, but you could also turn down the sound, set it up on your mantle, and multitask this routine as you're just chilling out and maybe watching your favorite show or something. But when we start to blanket some of these things into our daily routine, they become a little bit more manageable. And so that's kind of what I want to go over with you today. How to sit down and enjoy your relaxing time, but also multitasking it into that just real peaceful, simple self-care. So in the past, I've used a tennis ball or this medicine ball, and we are going to go through with this guy. I'm going to use this guy today. I like the tennis ball better, but I don't have mine up here, so I'm just going to make it work with this one. And again, you can do that with anything you've got at your house. So we're going to start by doing some rolling out and some mobility type things, and then we'll get into the flexibility part today. So we're going to take this right behind our upper trap, lean against the wall, and then we're going to roll through. So we're staying off all bony prominences. We're just sinking right into those traps, right between the shoulder blade and the spine. And you can spend a little more time up on that upper trap. And it does take a little bit of practice, guys, to finesse this to where you need your feet and to lean on the wall, but you'll get it if you practice. And then you can roll it back around and come right through between the shoulder blade and the spine. And we've done this before on the hips and a few other places, but guys, it's so effective. And it just does not take real long. Come back up to that upper trap. And I'm gonna twist all the way through and drop that ball. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna lean it right where we want it, adjust that pressure, and then drop it in. So take your time with it. Let the ball do all of the work. You want to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Coming in between those rhomboids there, right between the spine and the shoulder blade. And guys, the reason I'm doing this first is because it's going to make stretching feel so much better. And we'll finish that out. Roll it back up through that upper trap. Perfect. Okay. Now you could also do your hips right here if you wanted to. I'm just going to move on to the next part, kind of focusing a little bit more on that upper body today. So go ahead and grab your foam roller and come on down and join me on the mat. So I'm just going to take this foam roller and place it right where I think my shoulder blades would be. So when we foam roll the upper back, we're going to stay off of the kidney area down here in this low back, and we're just going to work through that upper shoulders. And we don't have to stay here very long. Before rolling all the way down, drop those hips, bring that roller up right into the crook of your neck, and then we're just going to rock that head back and forth. So sometimes this isn't quite enough pressure, and if you're careful, I'll show you the next hack that you can do if you want just a little bit more pressure here besides your foam roller. But I like the foam roller because it kind of gets that middle range of the vertebrae, and I'll show you how to get those top muscles way up at the base of your skull. Okay guys, so I'm gonna replace that foam roller with a dumbbell. And yes, this is a little bit extreme and it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You wanna be careful with this, and we're really aiming not down here on the spine. We're gonna come all the way up here to those little occipital points, and we're gonna aim right at the base of the skull here with this metal part in between. Now, this doesn't work for everybody, depending on the size of dumbbells that you have, depending on the size of your head, obviously. So if this works for you, I'll just show it real quick and we'll move on. Again, we're placing that dumbbell up on the base of the skull, and then you don't have to move very far. You can just kind of tilt your head to the side. It's quite the trigger point usually for most people. You can kind of go yes and no. Kind of moving that head back and forth, and then go to the other side. So depending on your dumbbell and the size and shape of your head, you can do both sides at the same time, or you can just kind of focus on one side. Again, this can be really intense, so take your time with it. And don't overwork this, because you don't want to fire anything up and make anything angry. We just want to let everything calm all the way down. And just play what feels good. Again, keep it off of those vertebrae in the center of your neck. We're just working through those occipital muscle attachments. And again, guys, tennis ball still works here. And you might have gotten this really, really good with your foam roller. In that case, you don't even need to use this one. So we're just gonna finish this out by following through with a couple stretches here. We're gonna drop that ear over to the right shoulder, sit up nice and tall. All that work that we did getting those trigger points out of that neck. Look down to the floor. Look up to the ceiling. And just rotate through that a couple times. Look down like you were looking in your right front pocket. Drop that left shoulder back just a little bit. And then even if it's not too much for you, take that right hand on top of the head and just gently give it a little bit of help. Come back to center, roll out those shoulders, and we'll do the same to the other side. Drop the left ear over to the left shoulder. Look down to the floor, back up to the ceiling. Looking back down again. Drop the forehead towards, so you're looking more towards your left, like front pocket area. Draw the right shoulder back and give that a little help. Good, come back center, roll those shoulders out. Take the hands behind you, fingertips pointing away, straighten out the elbows. Stretch to the front of biceps and the pecs. Look up to the ceiling. Take a couple of deep breaths. Come back around to the front. We're going to take our right hand, reach it out this time, and then drop the left ear over to the shoulder again. And then with our head still tilted, we're gonna take that right hand, bring it around to our front of our shoulder. Feel how that shifts that stretch just a little bit, and it might not for you, but that's okay. If it does, it's wonderful. And then back around, reach it out to the side, palm away from you, and come up behind your back. Repeat that a couple of times. We're coming out thumb up, rotating, still thumb up so the palm face into the back. And we'll get that nice little swing here. Each time that hand can go maybe a little bit higher on your back. And this is our last time. See if those fingertips can touch your left shoulder blade. And then take that right elbow and draw it backwards. Now, if anything feels really sharp or hot or intense, then you're probably stretching that nerve a little bit farther than it wants to be stretched, and you want to back off that just a little bit so you can stretch muscularly and not so much of the nerve. You could relax that and easily come back up to the center and just shift that out a little bit. Look left and right. And let's do a twist all the way over to the right. And to the left. We'll come back to the center, take our left hand out this time, and our head over right ear to the right shoulder. Use that good posture, pull those shoulders back a little bit. Good, bring that hand up. And then we're going to cross in front and behind. Palm up, facing out. And we'll sweep through that a couple of times. Holding there for a second in the back. If you have really tight pecs and shoulders, you are really feeling this one. You sit at a desk all day, or you're a massage therapist, or you work with your arms out in front of you a lot, or you're lifting heavy, doing a lot of bench press, you're probably feeling this one. Keep working that hand up a little bit higher each time on your back. Now remember, as you're swinging that arm through, reach those fingertips away from you like you're trying to touch the wall. That's just out of reach. And let's go one more time. Try to get those fingertips all the way up to the opposite shoulder blade. Once they get there, go ahead and pull that left elbow back. Now I did forget to mention that you can do this standing or sitting on a chair or on the edge of a coffee table or a jump box or something. You don't have to sit cross-legged. I know that's not available for a lot of you out there. You could sit on a bench. Relax into that. One more deep breath. And then come back to center. Let's roll out those shoulders a little bit. And guys, again, this is really great for opening up not only the pecs and bicep area, but this brachial plexus and the neck as well. And also, if you're dealing with any kind of sinus issues or lymphatic drainage, this is perfect for opening up that lymphatic drainage pathway as well. Let's do one more twist to the right. Back to the left. Bring the hands in right over top of the sternum. We're going to hold both sides of these down right underneath the collarbone. Look up. And then right and left. Hold to the right. Point with your jaw instead of just sinking your head backward into those vertebrae. You want to point the jaw upward, just like when we stretched our fingertips and we try to just barely touch that wall that's right out there, out of reach. Same thing here. And we'll switch back to the right. And you don't have to be stagnant. You can enjoy a little movement on this as well. loosen up. Wow, that head and neck feels so loose, especially after doing all that trigger point work and upper trap work here. All right, let's take one more deep breath up. Reach up to the ceiling. Take those palms out behind you, and we're gonna rotate here. Just transferring internal, external rotation. You can get a little bit higher. Try to keep those shoulders low and away from your ears. Don't shrug them up. Come back a little bit lower. Reach them up one more time. Exhale forward. So we want a nice straight back here. So we're just trying to combine those lower paraspinals all the way up through the occipitals in the back of the neck. And then relax, let everything round down. Come on back up. Okay guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel all loosened up, stretched out, and energized for the rest of the day. And I hope that you can take some of these moves and incorporate them into your daily routine and your daily lifestyle so that you don't always have to check out of what you're doing in order to come up and do a sophisticated, isolated workout routine. Keep these foam rollers, keep something right in your living room, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, whatever makes sense for you, so that you just see it and grab it and do it and get it done, and you'll feel so much better. All right, see you next time.